Push out, peek it, peek it, peek it. Not about these games, Colossus. Hello everyone, Digfig here, and welcome back to some more Mass Effect. We left off exploring Hong here, and we are going to be moving over to Vamashi. I get to embarrass myself by trying to read things again, but this time live on stream. Ah, I still love the way the Normandy looks. I need to see that cutscene out of HD texture pack, because I just don't remember it having that crazy level of effects. This is the one we can land on, so we would not be reading that one first. We'll start off in the outers of this system. Alamos is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of sodium darkening its atmosphere. How's it going, man? And yeah, that is a very boring planet description, not gonna lie. What are we looking at here? Pergel is an enormous terrestrial world with an atmosphere of chlorine and ethane. Ooh, that would be miserable. Its surface is mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of aluminum. No landing has ever been attempted. I wonder why. Gravity-wise, though, they should easily be able to land there. Turian insignia recovered. While scanning the planet Pergel, you discovered several marker buoys orbiting it. Chief Engineer Adams secured some high-res optical images of the buoys, which appeared to have been neglected for some time. Each one was marked with the Bekele colony insignia. Random! This is the one we could land on, right? Yeah. Vamashi orbits the Vamash binary giant stars. Vamashi A is a blue star in the spectral class A4111, or is it LLL? Who knows? Which burns at half again the temperature of Sol. Vamash B is an aging red giant of the class M5111, over 220 times the size of Sol. Damn, that's a big star. Or an expanded bloated star, I guess technically. Also, camera's still not over there. Oof, gotta get rid of this new, used to new camera placement. Vajaya has a thin atmosphere of methane and carbon monoxide. The difference in temperature between the hemispheres facing the suns and that facing deep space cause constant wind, stirring of silica and sodium dust for the surface. Unsavory characters from the Terminus systems occasionally use Vajaya for forms of cruel sport. Oof. Dumping slaves, hostages, and quarreling shipment. Wait. Quarreling shipments? I don't know what those are. Or even, when bored, vicious animals on the surface. One must kill the other before they are rescued from the lethal radiation of the giant star. Man, that's kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Lower G's too. Let's go down here. Now, I don't remember there being terrestrial animals and things in this game. So that description makes me think I should find some cool things down here, but I don't think I'm going to. Oof, that's a bright ass star. Where's the binary to it though? They hide the binary behind it? Also very red here. No, there's the binary. Oh, that's so cool. These HD texture packs, man. Beautiful too. Could you imagine being that close to one of our suns? Fucking massive like that. Fry the crap out of us, that's for sure. First corners first. Let's head down here. We know the drill. Do the roundy raps on the map. Roundy raps, roundy rounds on the map. Apparently, as a child, I used to call cement mixer trucks roundy rounds. Every time we see one, my mother and now my wife likes to. That was a weird sentence because context. Because that made me seem like my mother is now my wife. But no, my wife is a separate person. Shouldn't have to say that. Weird context. By the way, my mother told my wife that a while ago. Now she always pokes fun at it. But she thought mouse ran traffic lights. So, kind of weird things on both sides. Kind of even. Got some minerals spotted over here on my mini-map that we've got to walk towards, drive towards. I say it in every episode, but it's still, I can't help myself. It's so impressive how this thing handles. Yes, I'm moving my mic around if you hear weird sounds. Oh, and while doing that, you shouldn't play with your devices. Well, or peripherals, I think would be a better word for that. I shouldn't play with your peripherals while trying to travel around on an alien planet. Ooh, we got out of that with a little bit of hop. Normally it pops up saying, Mako must be on even terrain to get out. It sure didn't this time, and it's not on even terrain. Reverse it? Reverse gear on this thing's pretty solid. Nowhere near as good as the forward, which is realistic and accurate. Now, oh, we're there already. We're gonna be heading this way. As I did not upgrade the waypoint once I took my left turn from being at the corner. Spoiled brat. You laughing at my joke about my mother and my wife? I don't have timestamps on. I'm supposed to turn them on every time in the chat, so I can kind of have some idea when I miss things. Trying not to pay too much attention to chat for these recordings. I haven't figured out the system I'm going to use yet for it or what the deal is. But it is what it is. So red here. All kinds of light spectrum. What did I just drive over? Oh, there's a tiny little ancient debris thing here. And it looks awfully like some of the consoles on the stations. But it's ancient debris, everyone. We're going to recover this artifact by playing a minigame. Turn insignia recovered. The strange-looking sensor has some ancient graffiti scribbled on it. It appears to be marked with the Saren colony insignia. So it's ancient, but it's also of our own making. I mean, I guess technically there's ancient ruins of humans, and it's our human life cycle, so I guess there can be ancient ruins of other civilizations too. Kind of question that logic. So I'm thinking in a universe like this where you can go back billions and millions of years, like what is that, like hyper ancient? I don't even know what you, or is it just once everything reaches a certain point it's just ancient? Don't hit it. Ooh, is that a skull? Looking like some bones. See, there we go. Mako isn't parked on even terrain. That's normally how that goes. Okay, Tali, you might want to not step all over the ancient rune thing, but it's fine. This massive skull is scored by deflected mass accelerator shots. The xenobiology files in your hard-to computer cannot identify the species. It must have been brought here from an unknown world. Kind of cool. Like punch my mic in the process. Raise this up a little bit more without it being in the way. Moved everything around, trying a different setup here, and I just need to fiddle with all my bits still. Sounds inappropriate. Still curious how well a Mass Effect round would be used, like... Oh, gosh darn it. No comment. I meant hit M, and N is right next to M, map, and I just muscle memoried that 100% to going back up to the spaceship. The spaceship, I mean the Normandy. That's the first time I've done that playthrough. I'm surprised. Because that was like effortless on my part. I was like, oh, why is there a pop-up for accessing my map? Click, boom, back up to the ship. Now, we're gonna head back this direction and pretend that that did not happen. Because I know exactly what I'm doing. And as per usual, I need to leave my mark on the planet with, I will keep wanting to call it a mass accelerator round, but it's not. This uses a cannon. Like a normal human explosive, like, gun. I wonder what millimeter cannon this is. Looks like a 20 or 40 millimeter, maybe? I don't know. I don't think it's as big as like a 120. Doesn't look like it. Still love the way this vehicle drives. It's so intuitive, so natural, feels so good. Occasionally it does some crazy things that you're like, a bit sketch, but also, I mean, if you got the engineering and the materials, there's no reason it can't do all the things it can do. Just did such a beautiful job with the suspension on this thing. Supposedly an ancient ruins thing right up ahead of me. I want to go a little bit more to the right to get the boundary of the zone back on my mini-map. So we had to cut in to get that question mark there. Slow it down for the uphill. Which they also did a really good job with the whole just feeling like you're driving on an alien planet, like the bumpiness, the uphill, the terrain. It all just does a really good job. What do we... Oof, that was a hard right. But when you're sideways and your right-hand wheels touch the ground first, you're kind of gonna go left. Is this more ancient debris? No, this is a crashed probe. I wonder what type of probe this thing was. Like, who keeps launching square things everywhere? Again, manual bypass. Should be good to go here. That's the most I've ever walked around any object in this game. Rail extension, combat sensors, nothing of particular note. Oh, my legs are so sore after today. I'm at the edge of the map here. On to the next one. Get on up. Yeah. And with enough torque left over to launch you over the top like a badass. Oop, I do that almost every episode. Looks like I just felt like shooting off from the wilderness, but actually I meant to use jump jets, and jump jets are spacebar. Which you'd think would make sense. I mean, I play video games for a living, and all day, every day. Jump is spacebar. Jump jets, jumping, up, down, motions. But here we are, the right click. And I know why. It's because I've been playing Crowfall, and in Crowfall, the maneuver in that game, like to dodge and stuff, is right click. So I guess my brain must be viewing this as like a skill action thing that I have to use. I don't know why. Because in that game, spacebar is also to jump. Thank you for the like, I do appreciate it. Oh boy, gotta not be looking over there and get in here. Where are we? We're there. So still need to head up to the waypoint. Oh, that was a hard hit. Just rattle my tin can a little bit while I'm in here. Still, I want to look up the lore on this thing. I mean, I'm looking for too much. It's a fucking video game, but like I want them to explain the like systems inside this Mako to make it so none of this stuff hurts or kills me. Talk about it every episode, but like, damn, some of these impacts, man, would be so jarring. Insanely jarring, actually. Also weird angles. Just feel like the G's you would pull on it would be nuts. That's still so cool. It's literally the dumbest things. I have so many dumb things on my bucket list as a human being because so many of them revolve around things that are, I'm not gonna say impossible, but like more or less impossible. Like actually seeing a binary star system from like this range is on my bucket list, and it drives my wife nuts. It's occasionally she asks, like, what would your dream vacation be? Or what would your dream that would be? Like, I don't know, watching like two proton stars like collide, or watching a supernova, or watching galaxies collide, or watching two black holes eat each other, see what happens. She gets not angry, but she's like, damn you. I was like, I know. Big thoughts, big dreams. Don't think small. I don't want to just go see something the humans made somewhere. That's why I love these sci-fi games so much. So very much. Ooh, we got hostiles ahead of us. What's going on? Is this another Geth? Can we see them at this range? Perch myself up here. Well, it seems their targeting computers are just as good as ours. Except for I have the ability... Ow! Well, I was gonna say jump over the rocket. But that did not work very well at all. What's one? It says there's two that direction and two more this way. Are they on the back side of this hill? They must be. Why are they guarding like a resource pocket? Don't make any sense. I guess if they're not high and the resources here, I can kind of sneak in. Oh boy. She's just got a little power to her.
En route.
Just like Joker says about the Normandy. You're not a trained pilot or really good or have a feel for it. She kind of got too much power. You done put her inside of a station. Seems like they also designed the N35 that way. Says there's hostiles right on the other side of these things. This is another video game magic bullshit. Whoops. So if I do that from this view, the gun depression can't reach down there to hit it. But if I zoom in, it shoots it out of my camera, so you can hit it, which is just kind of I mean, it's useful. It feels nice, but it's total shenanigans. Oof. Oh, leapfrog in there. Curious what these things are all protecting here. Sure, I'm gonna find out shortly. Whoa! Where are those coming from? I mean, I see a thing up there. And I mean, I guess there's technically a road right here that I could just come on down and take the red carpet all the way up. And it's quite literally red because of these planets. That's a really weird way to say that, and a weird way to laugh about it. Oh. Matrix! It's totally overkill. You can just drive forward and backwards. And you don't need to do jumping shenanigans. And every time they shoot, you could just move the Mako like 3 feet and they miss because... I don't know. Sentient AI don't know how to make predictable target AI. I don't really know. And they make turrets that shoot one rocket every like 5 seconds. Seems like a really efficient weapon of war. Oh, hello, Geff. How's it going, my friend? I see you in your little huts. You, my friend, are gonna fall down. Yep, that's what I thought. You just think you're all tough until Mako puts like 100 mass accelerator rounds right into your face. Wait for it, wait for it. Oh, he vaporized. The hard knock life for you. Every one of you that I kill, y'all get dumber. What a terrible song. And why did I choose to do it to that tone? Oop. Oh, whoa, hello, my friend. No, thank you. I'd really rather not fight a Colossus point blank again. Last time I did that, it did not end well for me. Well, that hit me still. I see how it is. We're gonna put some distance, get to a hold down position, somewhere where we can actually fight this thing. So that thing hurts. Push out, peek it, peek it, peek it. Not about these games, Colossus. Should I min-max the Colossus? Kill it with my guns? Kind of feel I'm like min-maxing it, as long as I don't accidentally kill it. Oop. I will look like a fool playing this safe versus a Colossus, but last time I died to one and it made me look even more new. I know we've all got shield penetrating rounds.
This is odd. I would have expected one of these outposts to be a main base of operations for the Geth incursion into this region.
Hold on. This receiver's picking up some kind of transmission. Based on the signal strength, I'd say it's coming from inside this star cluster.
It must be a message from the primary Geth base. We can use the signal to lock onto its location and eliminate them. It must be a message from the primary Geth base. We can use the signal to lock onto its location and eliminate them.
Does she think I'm hard of hearing or something with that last message twice? Thank you, ladies. I don't even have to say anything. This is why you bring 2 scientists with you. They know what they're doing. Apparently, more than I do. I wasn't even part of that conversation at all. It was just I'm here, you're here. They know what they're doing. I think this is kind of feeling a little bit more like I'm following them around. Ooh, I'm already using a medical 5. What is she using? Medical 4. You can have a medical 5 too. Do I have another medical 5? Nope, just 4s. Sorry, Tali. You know how it goes. Itarians are also... Wow, did I just call her Torian? What is she? I just forgot their race's name. Either way, Quarian. Quarians are used to salvaging materials and using what they can to get by. So, maybe I should feel bad. Oh, I did that again. Why did I do that again? I always think that means cancel giving them the new weapon, but it means just they're getting the new weapon no matter what. It's just a matter if the mods come with them or not. And I guess theoretically, the fact that, oh shizness, everything's fine. Hope you were holding on to your lunch there. Hoping the audio sounds pretty good. This mic is kind of close, not pointed in the right direction. I hope it's not picking up my breathing or lip smacking or pops or any of that weird shit. That was weird. So pausing it did that stop all forward momentum and just drop me like a rock when I came out of that menu? Yeah. Huh. That's really, really interesting. They also mentioned I don't remember what key it is ever to repair the Mako. Because that always happens. Like, I was just button mashing things. I clearly hit the button to repair it, but it wasn't it didn't pop up as repairing at any point where I had a key button pressed down. Whatever it is, it's not responsive. Oh, we're at 21 minutes and 49 seconds. I'll finish exploring this planet. Stretch the episode out a little. It's still so cool. Love to see these. Keep up on... I just love it. Like the articles where you read about like binary stars orbiting each other at like half the speed of light or almost the speed of light. That would be nuts to watch. And them transferring matter from one to the other. That's just all crazy too. Seeing a big stream coming from there to there. I think that's something Elite Dangerous did pretty well, is their depictions of these kind of things. And what is that? That should be a mineral that I already... Yes, already did. That's why it's got the little glowy beacon next to it. Makes sense now. I think there's nothing else. I knew after reading the description though, I was like, I don't remember there ever being any wild animals in this game. And I guess if they drop off harsh predators here, they would get nuked by the radiation, so theoretically they explained in the description why there would be nothing here. We are done on this planet. And on that note, everyone, I have something in my throat that, like, that was kind of weird, to be honest. Maybe having a stroke. But do all the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification. What a note to end it on. I might be having a stroke. Not having a stroke. I don't even know what that was. But I will see you all in the next episode. Dig Big out! I don't know if I like live streaming these. I kind of do. Kind of worked out fairly well. Definitely going to keep it up, though, because I said I'm going to live stream my life away.